Okay, now are we in? Well, doesn't matter. First thing I'm going to do is get a jacket. Oh, I am in. But I need to mute. I'm cold. I'm grabbing a jacket. Oh, I am in. Oh, I can hear myself on the other thing too. Oh no. Hello, Internet. Hello, YouTube. I'm back. It is I, Entropy. Hello. Hi. Today we're doing a thing. And that thing, I need to tag Nosmanjr. Because Nos sent me some stems a little while ago. And I was going to turn them into a little bit more of a functioning song. Not that they aren't already a functioning song, but you'll see what I mean. You'll see what I mean. I started working on it, and then I realized that I really want to be doing this on a stream so that people can kind of see this, because I've never really done this kind of thing on a stream before, and I would really like to. So, first thing we're going to do is find those samples. Actually, I have them pulled up over here, so I'm just going to figure out where they are based upon this. Found them. Okay. That's a surprisingly large amount of tracks. Is that really how many there are? 15? That's not how many I have there. Maybe there's some duplicate. There's probably duplicates. Okay, so I might... Yeah, we might switch over to that other one in a minute. First of all, I know it's at 140, so let me set my BPM for the project to 140. It's important to do for Reaper. Reaper heads know what I'm talking about. Nobody knows what I'm talking about. Okay. So this, right out the box, let me get Restream going so you can hear what this sounds like. This is what it sounds like out the box, what he sent me.
Knock your head off. Whoopsie.
Oh, he sent me his vocals on that too. That's probably where those other ones came from. So that's probably this one.
Knock.
Yep. Okay, so where's the other vocals then? Yep, that one. That looks like a vocal to me. Nope. Well, we're not going to use his vocals currently. I don't know if he'll want to do other vocals or if he'll want to keep those, but we'll see what happens when I'm done with this thing. Okay, we're down to 13 tracks. How many did I have? Because I know I added one here, but like, I still think I have one too many. Maybe even two too many. What's the difference between these two? That's a nightmare, is what that is. That sound right there. I'm so scared. I'm so scared by the fact that that's a choice. That's a choice right there. But we'll get into that. We'll get into that in a minute here. Just want to make sure there's no other vocals I'm missing. This one?
Punch.
Yep. Which means probably this one too.
Be scaring them. Spin like the twister, they might be airing them.
I might want to keep that as an instrumental part for later. So we might hang on to that. That might be useful later. All right, let's get into this. I like to get into this while having a smoke. It is legal where I am. Don't get on me for this. Yeah. Let's begin. The first thing that I did with this was acknowledge that the drums, everything's going to need work. But the first thing that I needed to do was establish what key this is in. And the best way that I was able to do that, at least at first, was with this first synthesizer. Not the Nightmare ones, but there's another one underneath it. After much deliberation, and by that I mean playing around with a VST, with a piano VST, we have determined this to be F minor. Although that's another thing, is that this swells in a weird way. So the other thing, in order to get it more on beat with everything, I'm just gonna take like that off. Just that little bit right there. Perfect. Yeah. So that's F minor. Now, is the rest of this an F minor? We will find out. What was the other thing? There was like one other thing that I figured out that I was working on before I ended up going into this. Right, I got distracted and ended up working on the drums a little bit. And I ended up doing a couple things. First of all, determined that the kick drum is in A sharp. It's an A sharp. I don't know why, but it is. Maybe that was how this was originally written. But we're transposing it, if that's the case. So let's find the kick. I'm just going to move this vocal chain over, and then I'll explain what it is. That's our hi-hat, which we will play around with in a minute. I need kick information. What? Where's my kick? There we go. Okay. So first thing, just pitching it down 4 semitones. Nothing special there. This is where it gets a little bit crazy. So I killed all the high end on the sides. Like I did a mid-side EQ where the side is getting ducked at like 1K, actually less than 1K. By 2K, it's fully gone. And then the mid, I have just like this, like, what is this? 4K to 8K bump or 6K bump. It's just this little thing that's just going to help punch through a little bit extra. Honestly, I think I might move it up a little bit further. In fact, do like 10.5 where it cuts off. And then bring that up to like, I don't know, let's say 3.5. Let's go 3.5K. And yeah. The rest of this is all stereo. This is just, you know, killing everything underneath the range of human hearing and getting some of the low mid out of there so that other stuff will be able to punch through easier, and then adding a fuck ton of bass just to make the resonant, or the root a little more resonant. Am I saying that right? Probably not. Point is, that's what it is. Then compress saturator. Friends of the channel will know this is one of my favorite plugins ever. Is real simple. It saturates and it compresses, baby. That's it. That's all. You got 2.5 dB of saturation. 15% of that is getting compressed. How much? Not really sure. I don't really care. It sounds good. And when I need a better compressor, I just use a better compressor. Yeah. It's a beautiful plugin. The most beautiful thing about it is that it's free. Shout out Air Windows in general. Air Windows is so good. Just check them out. Check them out. It's, yeah. So, let's get into it, shall we? I should really rename this to like remaking a Nightmare beat. Because, like, I'm I'm scared by that. That scares me. Adding the hi-hat in does not help. All right, let's rename some stuff. So kick. Hello, Anthemed. Hello. And then we'll call this one, I think on the last one we called it synth 1, and then we'll just put F minor. I'm going to label the key of each of these as I discover it, because I have a sneaking suspicion that it's not all going to be in the same key. So we may have to do some modulating or this pitch shifting. Why am I saying modulating? We're not going to modulate. This is a all right. I don't know which one we start with. I want to start with the high-pitched one, to be honest with you. This is the part that scares me, though. This is where I think I'm going to lose viewership, is because this is such a weird freaking sounding thing. But that's fine. I'm not here for viewership. I'm here for, I don't even know why I'm here. I'm here because I love you guys. Hi. All right, so what is that? We're just gonna, oh wait, I can't really, if I click off of that, then I won't be able to see it. So what is it? Seeing A sharps, I'm seeing C sharps. I'm seeing an E. That's pretty straightforward. I'm trying to remember, is all of that within my... No, wait. Yes, they are. They're weird, but yes, they are. Honestly, I might try to transpose that down and see what that's like. This might sound like shit, but what if it doesn't? What if it doesn't sound like shit? Yeah, what up? Hey! Yeah, it's been a while since I've streamed, to be fair. The answer is no. It still sounds bad. We're going to try a couple other things, though. We'll see. I just think it's a lot. Like, to begin with, it's a lot. Hang on. Let me see. Because it starts... I don't think that... I think I might be being lied to by my... But it is bad. Oh. Is that really why? Damn it, of course it is. Alright, we're gonna try something cursed. Yeah. Hey. What up, Nose? Yeah, I'm playing around with your beat. I'm completely changing it. We're remaking it from the stems. Change everything about it. It's my auditorium pollution. I like it. I think you got some really cool elements here. And the other thing is that there's so much going on that all I have to do is reduce in order to continue. Like, I don't have to add to it. The only thing I've done that it's been additive at all is I made, just to make sure I was in the right key, I made a piano thing that goes along with this. But that's literally just me trying to figure out what key this was in. So I don't really count it. I'm calling it F minor, although I don't know if that's actually supposed to be F minor or not. A lot of other things indicate that the A sharp is the root, which I don't know what that would make this. I'm not very good with keys and stuff. What is that? So that's our 8. Yeah, no, wait. Whole, half, whole. Wait. So we're down here. Whole, half, whole, whole, whole. Oh, wait. Yeah, no, whole. And then I'm assuming that'd be a half? Or no, that'd be a whole. So it's either F minor or A sharp harmonic minor. I think. I could be wrong about that. It might be melodic minor. It's one of those two. It's not really that important. I mean, oh my God. Every time that I say a key that's literally, it doesn't even have to be minor. Like I could say this is in C major, and somebody in my goddamn Discord server, shout out Chaos X, love you guys, but somebody in that fucking server will do the A minor joke, and it kills me. It does kind of kill me a little bit. It was funny a little bit the first time. It's been over a year. It feels like it's been... Oh my God. Shout out Chaos X though. I love those guys. But yeah. So, we're going under the assumption that this is meant to be F minor. And no, we do not F minors unless they're on break at their shift at the coal mining factory, which they have to be of, like, never mind, this bit's really dumb and too long. Pedophiles are bad. Release the Epstein files. Yeah, I was trying to make a joke because, like, miners, like, not M-I, like, you know, like coal miners, like, not like children. The joke was, I couldn't get there. I got off work a couple hours ago, and I've just been kind of de-stressing, as it were. My brain is a little bit off today. But we're making a beat. Oh, this is the one that I tuned. Weird. That's actually a nightmare. I don't know if I like that. Okay, hang on. Hold up. Nope, we solved it. The problem was that it needed to go down a fifth. Okay, never mind. We're good. We figured it out. We figured out what the problem was. It didn't need to solve that. We also got to give some build up to these drums, but we're going to worry about that later. Drums are going to be the last thing we worry about because that's going to require us to think about things like song structure. And we are not going to worry about song structure until we've got some things more aligned. Once we have all of these set to our F minor, we will be in the clear on that one. What key am I in now? Because there is still something off there. It's that third note. Oh no, it's just a timing thing. That solves that problem. It's an interesting sound. Thanks, I like that. I think I will like it more when we chop it up a bunch on a second go, but we'll worry about that in a minute. Okay, that's going to function as our base, which means we're going to have to treat this kind of very specifically. Because that's the problem, is that it has no low end. Unless, am I missing something? Is there a different base that I should be worried? There's a different base. I stand corrected. This is not a base. We will not be treating this as a base, actually. So we can go ahead and move that back where it was. And I guess we should name these. We'll call this one Synth 2. And I actually don't know if we landed in F minor or not. Technically we didn't. We are like a... God. I think we're actually in E? Wait. I mean, we're just bouncing between two semitones at the moment, and they're not the... It's not ideal. It's not exactly ideal. But that's why it sounded much good with the other thing as well, was because that should technically be within the range. It's just fuck. The problem with minor keys is that your root note has, at least in this context, in order to go a note below it in key, you have to go down 2 semitones, and in order to go up 1 note in the key, you have to go up 2 semitones. And this has a 1 semitone difference between the 2 tones. So I can set it to not that, basically. The problem is that it sounds good that way. And I might just say fuck a key. But I also might just play around a little bit more, because we can get a little goofy. Because whole half whole. Down an additional 6? That sounds hard. That's basically, we're going down basically a... You know what, let's go up 1 semitone instead. See what that's like. I stand corrected. This works perfect. And then I have an idea for what we can do later. We could duplicate this, down pitch it, and then just cut it up so that only 1 note is within that section. We can just cut out all the G sharps out of the whole thing and make an entirely new rhythm with it. If I really want to put that root note back in with this synthesizer, assuming it's not just the same sawtooth synthesizer that's on the other one. We'll find out. Anyway, calling it F minor now, although technically it's... Oh my god. So it's gonna be... I don't fucking know. It just bounces between a B and a D, so we're just gonna say B and D. Easy enough. Labeled. Perfect. Now we move on. Same deal. F, G, E, G. And then it goes to a G sharp for a second there. That's inconvenient, but we could pitch this to make it work. Okay, we can make that work. Okay. Yeah. Oh wait, that's the wrong one. I need retune. I need repitch. And yes, I prefer to use repitch rather than the little alt. And I understand Reaper can pitch things without using the VST for it. VST does not take very much processing power, and I prefer to have a little bit more control over things at certain times. It's very helpful. I'm not going to explain myself. I'm not explaining myself to you, YouTube. Actually, that's literally why I'm doing this, is to explain myself to you. So actually, I take that back. I will be explaining myself to you, usually in great detail, probably getting very off topic by the time I'm done saying what I mean to say. Anyway, let's keep going. Really, if I just need to get that, just so I understand, because I know based upon the math that I did that this is F minor, but I can't for the life of me remember what all the notes in F minor are at the moment. So we're just going to do a quick Google. Okay, yeah, so the G sharp is in there, although I guess it's more marked as an A flat usually, but that's not really important for our purposes at the moment. So what is it that sounds so weird about that then? Maybe it's just my ear being terrible. Can I just like have a look at this again? Just so I'm clear that I didn't fuck this up, because maybe this is me. Maybe I did this wrong. Yeah. See, that's... No, because that's... F, G, G sharp, A sharp, C, C sharp. These are all... I mean, I said them sharps instead of flats, but these are all a part of F minor, if I am not mistaken. No, that's correct. So, what about this sounds like absolute anus doo-doo butthole? What's that F sharp doing in there? That's the one. What is that F sharp doing in there? This one might actually be kind of hard to salvage, to be honest, now that I think about it. Hang on. Because this one is very chromatic. Like, you have 4 separate notes that are all the same. So I got all the notes at F minor, right? And then I got this thing here, right? And I'm just like reading the... So I see, just for a brief moment, I see that G sharp, I see an F sharp, and I see an F. And all 4 of those are 4 semitones right in the line, which makes this chromatic. Nothing wrong with that, but that's what it is. And I think that's the thing that's throwing me off about this. This may be the synth that we cannot use without chopping it severely up, which I'm down to do. We're just going to mute it for now, and then we'll probably come back to create something out of it later. No need to repitch it at the moment. We will just leave it as is. We will call this Synth 3 Chromatic slash probably fuck with this a bunch before you use it. Spelled all that right? Yeah, we're good. We're good. We're good. Alrighty. Now then, what else do we got here? I think at that point we're just at, you know what, let's just hear what else we have, because I've got a bunch of tracks down here that either need to be, honestly, I need to check and see. This might be ad-libs for, nope, that's a wooden block. Claves. Love them. I don't even know if I'm saying that right. Nobody correct me if I am not. Okay, so that's our, let's take these and at least move them down to the percussion down here, and then we'll call this snare, we'll call this wood, we'll call that wood. Alright, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more, and I know this one's a vocal sample, but it sounded cool, and I thought maybe I might turn this into something later.
Be scaring them. Spin like a twister, then I be airing them.
That's just cool. That just sounds cool, but I might make it like impossible to under. Jesus, flashbanged. But yeah, I'm gonna see what I can. I'm gonna see what I can do with the last of these here, and if I still need some variety, I will probably turn that into something by making it impossible to understand what it is. Like basically, turn it into an instrument. We'll see if that becomes necessary. Now then. Okay, so that's our bass. I stand corrected. Both of these are our basses. Okay, I need to see what the spectrum looks like for both of these. That is quite bright, but I'm also not seeing... I see a lot of side information for it, but I don't see a lot of mid information, which kind of makes this feel like it's supposed to be a brightening factor to the bass, and I'm assuming same deal. Okay. Okay, so they sound crazy together. Oh, because they're a fifth apart. Of course they sound incredible together. But the point is we can mix them, and we can, honestly, I feel like this could be interesting if we, I have a thing that we can do with this. We're gonna actually, do I do this with, I want to use a template that I already have for my 808 bass. You know what, I'm gonna pull it up and then we'll see if we actually end up like using it. But we're gonna take that, we're gonna put that right here. We can get rid of idle, we already don't need that. And then might play around with the EQ of these in a minute, but I think that's probably fine. Aside from, we're already compressing pretty well. I don't want that to saturate too hard. Also, please let me know if you can't hear me very well. I'm hoping that you can, but I got a weird setup going at the moment. Like, I'm looking over here, but the mic I'm talking in is this one over here, not this one. That's for recording into Reaper. Whole thing. All right. I'm not really trying to glue it at this stage, but these are very clearly meant to be like one thing, like one cohesive thing. And it makes sense to me to try and like blend those. That being said, I kind of want to keep my template pure with this one, but I do want to render this out as a single thing. And I'm also going to render it out in mono, as I have a theory. We're going to see what that does to it in terms of like if it causes any phase issues. Okay, get rid of that. Nope, we're good. Okay, so we have our base more or less built. So we can keep that and we can move on to the next thing. Right, we don't actually need that. I do like that. Alright, let's keep building these out, because then I can start building, or I can take all of these. Once I've verified that I can throw them together pretty cohesively, I can start building with these as like a thing. I want to make sure that all of it works together. And thus far, yeah, pretty much all of it does. The only thing that I was having an issue with was this chromatic part was fucking me up. Ooh. Ooh, I love that. Ooh, I love that. We're gonna do so. I think, I don't know if you're still here, but if you are, recently I sent you, like, the other day I sent you something with the vocal sample on it. I recently learned that I love using vocal samples for, like, melodies, and they're, like, there's so many songs on my album, which, by the way, coming out on September 23rd. Yeah, it's a little ways away. But yeah, I learned that I really like that, and I've kind of like made like several songs with just like that as a concept, just as a result. I fucking love it. Shout out PB for sending me a bunch of vocal samples that I fell in love with. It inspired me to even make some of my own. I only think like one song actually ended up being like my vocals, but that's because it's hard to make the instrumental your vocal while also singing over it. It becomes very complicated. You have to really play around with stuff to make it sound different. I mean, there's people who do it. I'm just not that talented. It's the problem. Fundamentally, this is a skill issue I'm complaining about. What was I doing again? Right. Oh, that's an 808. That is this poor 808. It needs saturation. This poor 808, it's dying. We're just going to add a little bit of distortion. We're also going to use we're going to use, once again, Air Windows distortion. That's just what it's called. Nothing fancy. It's just Air Windows distortion. How fucking cool is Air Windows? I talk about this all the time in the Chaos X server, but anybody who's watching that thinks that they can't do this because they don't have the skill or can't afford it, 98% of the VSTs, the plugins that I use, are completely free. And the ones that I paid for, I was too stupid to realize that I didn't need, like, there were already free versions of things that I could make sound just as good if I was willing to, like, sit down and watch YouTube videos about how to, and not just, like, clicking on the things that, like, the algorithm pushes to you, because that ends up being kind of clickbaity. But when you run into a problem, like, how do I make my guitar sound a little bit more full, more warm, or whatever it is, searching is really the key thing there. Sorry if this is, I'm not trying to lecture anybody. Like, I just want you guys to know that this is absolutely doable if that's something that you want to do. If that's something you want to do. Anyway, I'll get back to this. I'm sorry for going on a rant about that. All right. Anyway, yeah, distortion, saturation, compression, beautiful, beautiful stuff. Look how that's so full. That's so fucking full. That's crazy. It's also going to bleed into this bass because that's going to be a part of it. So we may run into that as an issue. We'll see. I'm not trying to sound preachy. If it doesn't sound interesting, if it's not something you want to do, then don't do it. But like, I'm just letting you know, like, anybody out there who's like on the fence, like, thinks, I could make music if I just like did it. The tools are out there and you don't have to spend money on doing it. That's really the thing I'm trying to get across, is like, money shouldn't be the barrier if you just have if you know where to look. And the problem is that, like, it's hard to figure that out. That's genuinely a problem. And I think that's kind of why it's good to do these sometimes. I'm gonna shut the fuck up. Alrighty. Jesus. I broke it. Alright, so this is not getting the same bass treatment that everything else was. Oh my god, that was so scary. It's still scary. We're turning this down a lot. Did we figure out what... I never looked up what note it was playing. We may not use the 808. It may not be necessary at the moment. We'll see. Hell yeah. I genuinely invite anybody who wants to learn about this stuff. The Chaos X server, that's one of the main reasons why we created it, was to teach people some of this stuff. So if that's what you want to know, or if that's what you're looking for, honestly, that is a great place. Obviously, you know that already. Reach out to me anytime. Literally anytime if you have a question. I love answering music questions. I live for this shit. Like, literally, I live for this shit. I don't know like, I know that sounds weird to say literally, but I do actually mean that. I love answering questions about, like, how to, like, it's so good. Teaching people stuff like that is so fucking rewarding. Anyway. So we are going to leave that one alone. We are not touching that, I think, for... Well, this we're going to keep, obviously, but we're probably not going to touch that 808. We're going to leave that up here and maybe come back to it as, like, a variation. but I don't want to layer it like on top of. Like, what if we did it like this? Or that actually might work. Hang on, we'll come back to that. We'll come back to that when we're actually building song structure. So we'll leave it muted for now. But okay, cool. So last thing is just making sure that this is in key. Honestly, I might throw auto-tune on it just to see what happens. All right. This is crazy. Tracking too quickly. Okay, yeah, we're gonna have to go graph mode. Oh, yikes. I just want to know. We're getting auto-tune off there. That's enough. I've seen enough. It is the entropy. Hello. How are you, Ivy? How are you doing today? What do I throw on this, if anything? Other than maybe some saturation. Honestly, I kind of like it. Although I don't, well, I mean, might have to pitch it a little bit. We'll see how this. Let me put some other shit back onto it. See where we're at. Or what happened to the rest of my I'm gonna use this a second time. Okay, actually, no. Okay, we've got all the pieces here now. So we'll call this vocal melody. And then we'll call this Nosmanjr melody, because this is the vocal that Nos had on here, but I'm just taking it and I'm going to turn it into something because I can. Dear God. Right, forgot. Do not unmute that one. All right, let's get some organization going here and maybe a template or two. Step 1, I'm tired of this clipping a whole bunch, so we are going to throw this through Master Bus 2. Fun little thing I like to call Master Bus 2. Not to be confused with it. Never mind, I'm not making that joke. That's a little too blue for YouTube. I stopped myself. Shout out YouTube TOS. All right. Do I just put a limiter on this and call it a day? Just call this our melody bus. Honestly, let's see if it even clips first. Okay. Cool. Drum bus. Sorry. This scared the shit out of me. Oh my God. so sorry. I'm so sorry. Oh, it scared the shit out of me. The problem is that, like, okay, so on this keyboard, the enter key is, like, right here. So, I don't know if you can see it because I'm not looking at OBS. Okay, yeah, so, like, the enter keys are right here. So, like, every once in a while I hit it with my thumb and it starts playing. Oh my god, I need to pull OBS back up so I can see what the fuck I'm looking at. Okay, cool. Yeah. God, I look insane. Every day I look insane. Every single day. This is nothing new. Let's do this. All right. All right, so step 1, turn a lot of shit down. Let's just go ahead and drop that right. Why don't we go ahead and freeze? Well, okay, so here's the part where we have to start, like, really rethinking things. What I think I might do is start, like, a whole nother thing. So what I'm going to do, we're going to take this and we are going to bring it over here. We're going to take what I started earlier before the stream that I was explaining, like, forever ago. Fuck that. Deleting it out. We don't need it anymore. We're going to paste this in here. And we're going to hit save. And then we're going to do something crazy, like delete out, not all of it, just like everything but the buses we need. Yeah, because we have these backed up over here, you see. So we're not actually destroying anything, but we are, so that we can rebuild anew. Also, we're going to color code these. I like to make my melody buses an annoying shade of pink. Because, in case you didn't notice, I like to be an annoying shade of pink. This is the wrong thing. I need to color this one. This one we're going to make an annoying lime green. This is the entropy setup. We just burn our eyes out over here. Annoying neon colors for our fucking bus tracks and hopefully every track in between. I'm just crushing it. So basically all of these are going to send to all 4 of these, which send to this, which sends to the master. That's the idea behind everything. Blue for bass, green for drums, pink for melody information, which can be all kinds of stuff. You get the idea. If we have a guitar in here, we won't. Then it would be red, but that's not relevant for today. Let us continue. Step 1. Decide if this is going to be our intro or if we want to take... 'cause this, to me, these two, this feels like a verse 2 moment. That combination of sounds feels like a verse 2 moment to me. Oh, lo and behold. That's not verse 2. That's not the same thing. Never mind. We're good. We're good. No. Fuck, that scared the hell out. Oh, it's my phone vibrating on a metal tin. That sounded so scary. Okay, so that's not the same thing. So we're going to go ahead and move. That's so confusing. I'm so lost by that. All right, so we're going to take this. We're going to... Oh, that's because it's not this... No, it is the same thing. Never mind. This is why we color code stuff. All right, so because we modified this, what we're going to do is we're going to render freeze that out as stereo, like so. Now we have that instead. We have a stem, which is going to be way easier to fucking work with. We could do that with the rest of it, but we don't really need to do that with this one because we didn't actually add any effects. So now we got to decide what our actual intro is going to be. And I had my eye on not these, but there was that, God, what was that thing? It might just be synth 1. Yes, let's start with synth 1. Let's just plop that in here. Shove that into the melody bus. And let us begin to conceive. Wait. Conceive of an idea. Wow. The worst part is that never mind. I feel like if I say anything more, it's going to sound even worse. So I'm just going to shut up. Jesus fucking Christ. I'm an idiot. Oh my God. Where are we going from here? Honestly, I don't really like starting by working on an intro. I feel like an intro will come to us once we have melody, or once we have the first verse going. So I think with that being said, this will be probably a part of the intro, but it's also going to be the verse, or it's going to be the main thing for our verse, aside from what will eventually also be this. Might as well toss that in there as well. Okay, it's just repitching, so is it even actually repitching? No, get rid of it. We don't need it. But what we do need is all of this drum shit. However, oh boy, are we gonna modify the fuck out of this. So, step 1. We're going to break this hi-hat into separate sets of patterns. We have straight eighth notes. We have... What on earth is this? I don't know, but it's different, so we're going to use it. We're going to snag it. We're going to take it. We're going to put it over here. We're going to go like this and pretend that that's different. So we've got these two as options. Honestly, at this point, what we will do is we'll solo out these tracks specifically so that we can... Ooh! It's loud if you play them all over top of each other. But basically, we just want to get the different patterns that we can as separate samples that we can then use to, like, diversify, I guess. You know what I mean? I'm just making up bullshit. And some of them will be repeats. Like this one, I'm pretty sure you can just... Yeah, that's not a different pattern. So we can get rid of that one. We don't need that one. I mean, arguably, we could even create that one again just by doing that and then putting, you know, the same thing here onto there. But we're not going to do that because that defeats the purpose. I think, anyway. All right. So that's straight shot. We don't want that. And I think that is this. Yeah, so I think that's all the variations of it we are getting out of here, which is all right. That just means we'll probably create our own potentially. I was also thinking about like pitching these a bunch and fucking around with that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, yeah, these are variations of the 7 and the 5. So we will go ahead and delete that out because I don't know how long this song is going to be. So I have There we go. And then we can do. Okay. That was very loud, and I apologize. But only a little. I'm only a little sorry. What the fuck is wrong with me today? I actually don't know if that was that actually even bleeding over? It wasn't. See, that's a weird thing about Reaper sometimes. Like, you see how it kind of looks like there's like a little bit there, but then when you zoom in, psych, we're just kidding. That's not actually there. I think it's because of like certain plugins, and I have no proof of this. This could be completely wrong. I think it has something to do with the plugins like having specific like playback like latency, and so they try and align it, and that just ends up being what it looks like when it's aligned. But I have no evidence of that, and I could be completely wrong. If anybody who knows a little bit more about whether that's a bug or not, anybody who hangs out in the Reaper community, any Reaper heads out there want to let me know, that would be sweet. Yeah, we're pros at this for sure, for sure. Oh shit. Honestly, I didn't really need to do this either. Truly, completely unnecessary, given what I'm probably going to be doing next here, which is just going over here with this and then just breaking that down to 25. And then I can literally just into infinity if I really want to. Like, albeit that's not like a perfect cut or anything like that, so I will have to modify it a little bit if I really want to, but like, it's actually more important for me to get, well, you know what, we'll keep it at the 25 for now. For now. What if I just did it at like there? Oh, then I'd be completely off. All right, we're leaving it there. I don't know. I don't care. Moving on. All right. Honestly, I feel like we start with a little bit more of a tame hi-hat. Like, oh, didn't realize that was still. Okay, definitely not that tame. That's way too fucking tame. That's literally the same thing we just had. Why am I like this? Why am I like this? Alright, we can just, yeah. More simple way of dealing with that would be like so. I think that would be the point that we would want the thing to come in. Actually, is that how that goes? Yeah. Yeah, no, that's how did I not realize that already? But that was literally the pattern that I was hearing in my head after that. Okay, good. So we're on the same page. Let's see how far this goes, because I think it veered off at that point. Yeah, because I was kind of thinking more, what if we keep that the same, but then have a separate set of these that we pitch kind of funny. And then from here we go, actually, be easier to do it with this specifically, because then I can lengthen that out to 33 and just keep going. You'll see the method, or you'll understand in a minute. Hang on, let me just and then we have a Reaper moment where we, where's my formant shift by semitone? Oh God. Why does that still sound like trash? Oh, because it, what the fuck? It didn't actually go anywhere. Okay, that's so much better. Holy shit. Okay, that needs to be fixed. We'll just... Okay. Okay. I'm starting to see the vision. Kind of. I'm gonna be honest, I really want to freeze this out immediately. I don't like dealing with automations like that. Not one of Reaper's strong suits to copy and paste automations. However, beautiful. Shifty hats. We'll call it shifty hats. That's some shifty hats to me. Sorry, shifty triple hats. I kind of want to kill this portion here and do something nuts with just like, not something nuts, but just like basically the same trick a second time, where we just Oh, that was exactly what I was looking for. Oops. Every time I do that, I always type in the thing, but it's exactly what I'm looking for already on my screen. Yeah. And then we're just gonna actually give it like 3 semitones. And then okay. I might be crazy for this one. We'll see. I don't think it can be sustained, but this is a very cool transition bit that we will for sure be using again. So what's up with this K pattern? What's the dealio there? Because this is not meant to be an intro, but I think we did just accidentally make our intro. To be honest, I think we could take, actually we can Control A, get rid of that. And then we can literally just scooch all of this 4 measures, and we have our intro, and then we can duplicate that. And probably do this. Probably can't do all this yet. But we will see what we're doing, because I really want to hear this back and make sure that this is right. What are we calling this? I'm going to call this Nose Punch. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. 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 Yeah. This is working. I'm so happy, you guys. This is so good. This is really good. I do want to maybe refill this. Hang on one second. Let me, you know what? Never mind. Not right now. Oh, it's actually right here. Never mind. I don't know. Yeah. I paid taxes on this. Don't worry. Completely legal. Anyhow. So, I think the next question we have is how do we make those, because like the pitch shifting hi-hat, I don't really want to keep doing too much. I think it's a cool effect that we could do on like every, what is it? Like every 4th or like 8th measure. I think that's a good call, but I think it could very much be abused unless it's like a feature throughout. But the fact that I didn't use it over here, so it's either I go back and I add, like you know what, chat? You talked me into it. You just talked me into it. Because I literally, like, all I would have to do is just go like this and then move that over here, like, I don't know. Let's go with 25. And then, oh, not like that. And then we take this one. We kind of just do the same thing. Is that the move, though, is the real question. Because then if I wanted to do it again, it's as simple as just copying and pasting. I'm going to do this one more time where we add another. Basically, I just duplicated that layer. So like I have these two pitches for the hi-hat, the low pitch and then the high pitch. I'm basically creating a third track for a lower pitch. And we're just going to use that once, I think. That's very strange. Oh, it's because I fucked it up, huh? No? No, what did I do? You know what? Let's go up by one. The other thing that you have to consider when you're doing, like when you're repitching hi-hats like this, you have to consider that changing the pitch is going to completely modify the volume of everything. So you are going to have to add in like some amount of volume. Personally, I end up doing it with saturation a lot, but that's just a personal preference. I already talked about how much I love this plugin. I'm not going to do it again, but yeah, it's a good call. It's a very good call. Okay, the wooden block is a little Scooby-Doo for me. We're going to have to take that out for a second. Like, don't get me wrong, I love a wooden block, but we're going to have to use that a lot more sparingly. Otherwise, it becomes Scooby-Doo. And I'm deciding I hate all of this stuff that I did over here. So we're actually going to redo, well, we're not going to redo it. We're just going to get rid of that, and we're going to put it back. So keeping in mind this is where we're starting on, honestly, I might, I'll probably just do it this way. Honestly, that's pretty close to what I was going to do with it. Maybe not that end part. Actually, it's the end of a 4. Because then what we can do is we can come back with this. We're going to have that be our verse, basically. We'll see if we need that. Let's see how that sounds. I don't know if it's going to sound good or not, but we're going to find out together. Oh, that's it? Oh, yikes. Okay, so we're gonna have to loop some stuff. All right. Honestly, now that we've figured that out, we might as well... I'm gonna want to put the block back in, but not right now. Honestly, maybe just on the 4. Why did I not crop all that off before I did that? That was dumb of me. Fuck it. Okay, cool. I'm not labeling anything, and I really should explain what I'm doing better, and I'm really sorry that I'm not. Basically, I'm just repitching a bunch of shit at the moment. This one we're going to go up 5 semitones so we can get a 4th out of it. And then we're going to have that play on top of the other vocal melody. Spooky. I don't like it. Not for this. I think the problem is that this vocal melody is spooky. If I didn't want it to be spooky, I need to change the vocal melody entirely. So, let's just commit to spooky. Spooky, scary skeletons. And then we're going to rap over it. We're going to rap over spooky, scary skeletons. Stay tuned, folks. There we go. All right, and then we Yikes! Right, forgot that needs to be trimmed down to just that. This needs to be trimmed down to just this, so that we can loop them easily. Although, admittedly, that might just be easier to loop here. I did not check to see if this kick pattern was going to be okay or not. I guess if it stands out as particularly a problem, then we will deal with that when it is a problem. But I trust Nos. I trust that Nos had a good idea in mind when making that kick pattern. I'm just making a couple minor changes at the end of the verse because I know that this is going to be something that's going to matter eventually. There we go. All right. Okay. Yeah. Perfect. 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 So we got that. And then what we do is we back going again, but we may. What do we do with it this time? Or do we add another thing in? Let's add another thing in. Oh, I'm gonna have to go soon. Damn. I didn't realize it was almost... You know what? Yeah. We'll pick this up at some point here. But I kind of just wanted to show people the process more than anything. I got like 15-ish minutes left, so we're just gonna ride it out, see how far we can get. Turns out we have an intro already and everything, so we're great there. Next, we might just do another layer of this, where we just take this, but then we go up like a full octave, but we go down there. I guess that's the thing that I wasn't considering, is we could probably let this ride like that. Honestly, we don't even need those layers at this point, for now, anyway. We might as well keep it simple for now. That may be... No, that can't be the first verse, is it? Really? I did forget to cut these at the Okay. Okay, so this is gonna be more or less a chorus section. I'm just not gonna put a drum on it because that's generally what I do with a first chorus. Usually I do it as a placeholder, but then I end up liking it and keeping it for way too many songs. So, sorry. But what we can do for the second half of it is we can introduce back some of this. And hopefully in a better way. So what we may be able to do, I mean, I guess the first thing I'm gonna, wait, shit. I don't need that version. I need the, oh, I have the stem. Okay, perfect. That one. one is the other one I need. What's on there? Just retune? Fuck. Okay. Take both of these, put them on here. Then we kill that. We bring this over here. Kill that. Jesus fucking Christ. Sorry. How do we do this? Well, first of all, reduce these items by like -12, so they're just hella quieter. And then when they come in, honestly, I'm tempted to what have I done here? What is this? I can't imagine that this is gonna sound horribly great, but also, I don't know. I've been delightfully surprised by this project quite a bit. What do you know? What do you know? Once again, honestly, I might just keep that on the loop and then we just like do the same shit again. Yeah, why don't we save that for... Yeah, we'll save that for this point here. When we've got everything together. And then we just cut that off. We'll grab this. Bring that back over. We'll do this for like that outro and the intro. I think I accidentally finished this. I'm going to take all of these and minus 8.5. Oh. Oh, yikes. We've ruined it. What? How? Right, because that has to be way lower in order that to be okay. this got crazy at the end. I can't believe I just kind of... I mean, don't get me wrong, it's a really simple, like... I just made a really simple song structure to build off of, but like, holy shit. Holy shit, that second verse. That was insane. Oh my god. Oh my god. Can we just... I just want to run that back again. I just want to run that back real fast. I need to see if I missed anything. Hold up. Oh my god. Hang on. Hold up. There we go. Okay. I did make one change, and I'm actually going to modify it even more by this first chorus. I'm going to have the channel switch back so that it's back on like the verbed out thing. For the most part, anyway. This goes fucking crazy now. I mean, don't get me wrong, it still has fucking Scooby-Doo ass vibes, but like, so does like half of my music. And weirdly enough, this one's not my fault. These were not my stems. To be clear, folks, these were not my stems. Like, Nos, shout out Nos again. Thank you for the stems. The beat was insane, though. Like, I don't know how you do it. I don't know how you do it. But I know how I do this. But shout out to you for being, honestly, the realest one. I don't know. I've got 2 verses. I've got a chorus spot. I mean, there's not a lot of variety to it at the moment. But that can be added at a later date, potentially. It also doesn't necessarily have to have a lot of variety to it. We're building this for an EP, by the way. Nos and I are coming out with an EP at some point. There will be a remaster of Heinous at that point. The one song that I have out with him at the moment. So we're going to redo that. And we're also putting another song, 2 songs that we've actually finished on there currently. Long story. The point is there's going to be an EP. And also, honestly, you know what? I might leave off with a little taste of that. I might leave off with a little taste of what that. I'm gonna sneak peek the yeah, if I can remember what the fuck the name of the file was called, because I've been working on an entire album again, coming out 9/23, September 23rd. But like, let me I gotta find. I want to say it was Inhibition. Maybe I just... No, this isn't it. For sure not. For sure not. I can tell just by... Yeah, no, that's a completely different thing. Hang on 1 second. Let me... Sorry, folks. Give me just 1 second. I'll be able to tell you where it is. I'll be able to find it anyway. As file. I send him too many things. Saved. Oh my god, that's so hard to figure out. Please tell me it's saved as that. Yes, it is. Okay, I found it. I think. Survey says, yep, this is it. For sure, this is it. Alright. Rare thing coming up here. I'm actually going to add a couple things to it as we go.
GI, government has abandoned you. They have ordered you to die. GI, do not trust them. Your government lies to you every day, poor soldier. Your government has betrayed you. Will not return for you. Imperialists make you fight this war, GI. They do not care about you.
I'll be running round while the enemy's asleep. I'll be coming down with the energy and heat. Find them on the ground if they think to step to me. I'd see all them bounce when it's extra on the beat.
If intro on the beat, you best believe I'm the one next to beef. Nosmanjr P, also known as OP, they don't fuck with we, but fuck them no. I go to war with foes like this a mustard beat. These pussies wouldn't cut it even if they had fine cutlery.
We walk to the course so we just give it more. See, I live like a corpse, end up dead in the morgue. Never say never more, think I'm right with my lords. On my grind, run my course, we just gotta be that sword.
I want mine, I want yours, I'm appalling, of course. I'm something they feel like they pores are engorged. On the hills where we porch, they explore on the floors. They can't find skills like ours, we was born in the forge.
Oh, here we go, on the grind and in the know. It is what it is, so I guess that's how it goes. Never make a mental obliterate from head to toe. Ain't no fucking chance if you come from by your nose.
Heard they latest, that can't be they greatest, that shit ass for show. Niggas buy streams like shorties buy BBLs, that's for show. If P gave me the potion, then I'm blasting on these damn zeros. Flash it at your faction till it's a fraction of these damn heroes.
No, we fallin' in morbid, we fallin', we sorted our cut to torment. We don't spare a moment, you paying the price and it's fucking exorbitant. Taking your time and it's all fucking boring. Nosmanjr and enter the flow of a torrent. Sound very broken, the waves get distorted. We speedin' so fast that the gas, so we floor it. We bleedin' in action, the masses contorted.
Maximum effort to blast these efforts. Evanescence to their essence, essentially lame. Hacker do their bestest to mimic me. I'm input the kind of head in Sicily. I'm the shit, I'm the fart, I'm the poop. Leave a flush when I tell them to scoop. Nosmanjr P doing right on the beat. If it's beef, we going right in the
You'll never know the end game as an audience member. Trying to guess what's happening, unaware of the tether. Are you certain what you think you can't seem to remember? Nosmanjr me's a team to be. You see, we leave nothing but embers. Oh, here we go on the grind and in the know. It is what it is, and so I guess that's how it goes. Never make amends, obliterate from head to toe. Ain't no fucking chance if you come for by a nose.
Pilots do not care that you are down here, GI.
Alright, that's enough.
They will give you a medal, GI, but only after you are dead. You have lost this war, GI. Your army will leave you behind. Your rich leaders grow richer while you're dying in the swamp.
That's a metal line to end that song on. That's so metal. But anyway, yeah, thank you for listening. That was not the point of this, but that's for the same project as what we just made is. So these will both be, yeah. Honestly, I might render this out real fast. We're just going to render this out real quick so that we can send it to, Nos. We're going to call it Punch 1 Draft. I don't want to call it fuck minor. That sounds a little too... No. I don't want to call it fuck minor. We're going to call it F minor. Or we're going to say it F minor because that's what the key is. It's F minor. All right. Let's do this. I didn't add any bass into that. So that's going to be the next thing that I have to do. Spent all that time getting a cool melody. Got to add an 808 in there or something. Honestly, real quick. Hold up. Honestly, no. Don't save the incomplete render because I fucked up. Chat. We're going to have to... I'm fixing this now. Oh, no. It's okay. I saved it. I saved it quite recently. Ah! Okay, so apparently I do have to go. I'm going to fix the bass and then render it out. Sorry to cut it off like that, but I gotta go. Thank you all for listening, and this was very fun. I'm gonna try and do this more often, and because it's actually related to the things that this channel was made for. So mixing and mastering and beat making, all that kind of shit. So like, I'm gonna try and do this again, but with some other stuff. Yeah. Check out other videos, like, subscribe, all that bullshit. Thank you for listening. Thank you for hanging out. Love you guys. Later.